Hello and welcome to my complete and updated guide on KOHLRABI Cookie. I'll be going over his kit, his playstyles, his best and recommended builds, his best teams, and my final thoughts on the cookie himself. So stick around until the end to know everything you need to know about KOHLRABI Cookie. His kit is pretty simple and easy to understand. For his passive, he applies stacks of tendrils, which are the marks that you see on enemies. Anytime you hit an enemy, they receive a stack of tendril. The damage of Black Tendril is only dealt as soon as all of the marks reach the maximum, which would be 4 stacks. This damage can also not deal critical hits. Black Tendrils are applied by literally every part of his kit, whether it be his basic attack, his skill, or even his ultimate. His basic attack is also very simple. His first 2 hits without a charge up will apply 2 stacks of tendrils, and if you hit a third one, it will apply the other 2 stacks of tendrils. So just from his normal 3 basic combo, you will gain 1 full stack of Black Tendril damage on the enemy. But if you charge up your basic attack, you will hit 3 instead of 4, which honestly seems kind of like loss of damage, which it is. His skill is also very simple. His skill is a small crater that will deal staggered damage as long as the enemy is standing within it. The skill will also apply Black Tendrils depending on how many hits it does. His ultimate is also really simple to understand, it's just a big nuke. If you have promotion 2, the darkness burns within, all your damage by Black Tendril will increase plus 30%, which is honestly a nice additive to the damage that Black Tendril already does, since Black Tendril is the main focus of his damage rather than his basic attack, skill, or ultimate. But the way that you get to crit is through his 4th promotion primed senses. His Black Tendrils are now allowed to deal critical damage, which means your builds will now drastically change if you have promotion 4, which we'll touch on in a later section. For his final promotion, promotion 5, Bound by Shadows, he reduces the numbers required to activate Black Tendril damage, which now means doing 1 charge up attack will deal a full Black Tendril damage, or you can do 2 basic attacks and then your 3rd combo will deal 1 and an extra Black Tendril stack. Honestly, a really good promotion. All of his promotions are really good, but the most recommended promotion to get is Prime Senses if you're willing to go for him, as he is currently in the Choice Up Gacha banner. If you want to know if he's really worth pulling for your account over some other units, you can definitely check out a future video of mine that will explain all the best choices for the new Choice Gacha banner. His artifacts are very simple to understand. His signature Illuminated Memories is still his best in slot, whether it be promotion 5 or even base copy. Thanks to his unique ability, he gains an effect called Dark Power. With Dark Power, he increases all his elemental damage by 3% per stack, and he increases his attack by 20% if he's at max stacks, which the maximum amount of stacks is 6. Happy Memory is also not a bad option. The default effect of extra 25% crit rate might not benefit you if you are a base copy or promotion 2 or 3, but it's still to keep reserved because at some point you will end up getting a 5-star KOHLRABI or 4-star. The reason this is usable on KOHLRABI is because with every single direct hit with your ultimate grants the warmth effect. With the warmth effect, your ultimate damage is increased by 25% and your attack is increased by 20%. Though the duration of this is very low, and he's not an ultimate skill in unit, so his ultimate damage increase after he uses his ultimate won't benefit him, the attack stat will still be pretty good, and just the crit rate itself is really useful. Same goes with Candy Drop's signature Extraordinary Origin. You gain the buff amplification, and directly hit him with your charge up attacks 3 times can grant you the fulfillment effect, and hit him with your special skill 3 times, you gain the full bloom effect. What do these effects do? Well, with fulfillment, you increase your special skill crit damage and your ultimate crit damage plus 40% with full bloom and fulfillment. I think the second best option you should use for KOHLRABI if you have it available would be Forgotten Grimoire. His special skill and ultimate will gain an 8% increased crit rate. After you use your special skill, you gain the Forgotten Magic effect. Forgotten Magic increases your ultimate damage by 40%. Very good if you need to do quick damage in a short amount of time, let's say a boss. This is definitely very helpful. Although the crit rate might not help you if you're below 4 stars, the ultimate damage itself will still be pretty good, and the skill just critting in general is gonna be amazing. So as a second option, I would definitely recommend Forgotten Grimoire over Extraordinary Origin or Happy Memories. Artistic Flourish is pretty decent as per every third direct hit with your basic attack, which Kohlrabi is a basic attack DPS. You will deal additional 40% of damage afterwards. Anything that can increase attack, special skill damage, ultimate damage, or any of the sorts when it comes to commons will be usable on Kohlrabi. Starting off with his weapon, of course his unique is going to be his best in slot, Mystic Kohlrabi Rings, as he gets that extra total damage percentage and that attack increase just from his default effect. If Kohlrabi is below 4 stars, Golden Orange Choco Spear will be pretty good as you get double attack stat. Fragrant Laurel Bow is also pretty decent as you get elemental damage and attack. If he's above 5 star, Boomerang Candy and Sturdy Baguette Staff are also pretty viable. Same goes with anything below epics, as long as it has crit rate or crit damage above 4 stars, or attack and elemental damage below 4 stars. His best in slot set is gonna be the Mysterious Wonders. For every 6 direct hits that you do, you will deal 52% of attack as additional damage and your crit rate is increased by 15%. This is a great set simply because he is a basic attack focused cookie. You can use the Dark Elemental set, Count of Darkness, since it was a pretty good replacement for him if you had him below 4 stars, simply because he just increases dark damage overall for his stats and his sets. Honestly, a pretty okay set. It's still really good, and it's probably the best set for him if you have him below 4 stars. Another set similar to Wondrous Garb is the Suspicious Hunter set. It's not bad, but this set fully focuses on basic attack damage. As for the set effect, he increases his attack by 20% and the basic attack damage plus 15% for 15 seconds after he uses a special skill. So he gets a lot of attack and basic attack damage and overall elemental damage, but nonetheless is still a really good replacement if you don't have a Wondrous Garb set for the meantime. If you want to fully focus on his ultimate damage, the Memory Shard set is still pretty good, but for the set effect, you gain 6% of defense penetration and your ultimate damage is increased by 10% for every skill that you use up to 2 times. Not bad, this could pair up really well with Forgotten Grimoire if for whatever need you just need to absolutely annihilate something by just using your ultimate. So a very ultimate focused build exists, but not really the best when it comes to his overall damage. Time Border Department I think is the best set to use if he's below 4 stars, simply because you gain a lot of attack as long as you attack an enemy with an elemental attack. Since below 4 stars you need a lot of attack and elemental damage, yeah, this set is going to be the best for pre-4 star. Anything below, as long as it has crit rate, crit damage, elemental damage, or attack for its given uses, it will still be viable. The way he usually works, he does want a little bit of crit rate with 2 other substats or even up to 3. For his weapon, you usually want 1 dark elemental and 1 crit rate. Mine is double crit rate simply because I am still working on my build, but that doesn't matter. As you can see by my substats, I'm at 84 to 235, which is a pretty good ratio. Could be higher, could be better, but I'm still working on it, okay? Give me some time. For the headwear, it's also pretty simple. You want 1 attack, crit damage, double attack, 1 attack and dark attack, or 1 attack and crit rate. Same goes for his bodywear. You either want double crit rate, double crit damage, double attack, attack crit rate, or attack crit damage. And his legwear, you either want double crit damage, double crit rate, double attack, crit rate attack, or crit damage attack. So just to recap, the best way to build him with Wondrous Garb above 5 star is on his weapon 1 dark attack roll and 1 crit rate roll, on his headwear 1 attack percent roll and 1 crit rate roll, on his bodywear 2 crit rate rolls, and on his legwear 2 crit damage rolls for maximum damage. This also applies to every single other set that I mentioned previously if it is above 5 stars, but if it's below 4 stars, then it's pretty simple. You want 2 dark attack and everything else just put attack percent. It's that simple. If you have him below 4 stars, you just go double attack, double attack, double attack, and 2 dark attack rolls. And if you're using epic equipment, the same thing applies to you. Attack, 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 and then dark attack. And above 5 stars, it would be 3 crit rate and 1 crit damage attack or dark attack roll. It's just understanding if you are willing to go above or you're gonna stay below and wait for a while. Now let me showcase some of his best teams that he has available for free-to-play, mid-game players, and end-game players. Keep in mind that your damage and my damage may differ simply because I may have higher promotions, better stats, higher promoted equipment, or things of that matter. The reason for this team is simple. Of course, KOHLRABI has a main DPS as this is his showcase. Twisted Donut since he is the very first tagger in the game and cookie that you get in the game. And Pistachio just because she can provide sustainability to the team. Once you can as a free-to-play, switching out Twisted Donut to Alchemist will also be pretty useful as a more advanced free-to-play player or just someone who prefers to play a little bit more with the mono element teams. For a little bit of a more mid-game player, Rockstar and Alchemist are definitely going to be his best partners and are still really good teammates of his even to this day. Obviously there's better versions of these two units now, but they're still very reliable and powerful to use with KOHLRABI Cookie. As you can see, a very simple but very powerful team. And later on, once you can, for his full mono element team, Blackberry is going to be better than Rockstar. 1. With her signature artifact, you gain a lot of crit damage, and 2. With her best lost set, Regalia, you gain a lot of res down, and on top of that with Alchemist's res down, sync up so well with KOHLRABI, they are very powerful. But I think the Universal team might be his best team of all time, since KOHLRABI, Peach, and Candy Drop are the Universal team for literally every single game mode. The only replacement here is Peach to Rockstar because Peach is just much better. Kohlrabi has been an amazing unit since launch, has been really easy to use and very early player friendly, but the one problem is his 4th promotion. It comes to the point where it kind of becomes necessary for him specifically. Probably the only unit where his full power is literally paywalled until you get that 4th promotion. If you have any chance or choice to get up to that 4th promotion, whether it be his gacha, his choice gacha, a choice chest, or something like that, KOHLRABI is definitely an amazing pick and an easy pickup. You can literally use him for anything and he's good. He is just such a good carry unit that I believe most people should own. He's definitely very good and viable. And as always, thank you for your time and ciao.